Hello, good day viewers. Welcome to this presentation. This is your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. So in this presentation, we are going to answer Mathematics Paper 1 for 2025. So this is a paper that was written by GCE candidates this year. So let's look at question 1. Alright, so this is our question 1 right here. So simplify 2. In brackets, we have y minus 3, then minus 3, again in brackets we have 2 minus y. So we need to simplify this algebraic expression. So first step, we are going to write our question, which is 2. Inside the brackets we have y minus 3, then we say minus 3, and then inside the brackets we have 2 minus y. Okay, so how do we simplify this expression? So the first thing here, when you look at the first brackets here, there is a 2 outside here, so you need to expand. How do you expand? The 2 will multiply each and every term inside the brackets. So 2 times y, this will give us 2y. 2 times negative 3, this will give us negative 6. Okay, and then you come to these other brackets. So what is outside these brackets is a negative 3. So this negative 3 will multiply positive 2. Again, negative 3 will multiply negative y. So negative 3 times positive 2, you get negative 6. Then negative times this negative, you get a positive. 3 times y, you get 3y. Then from this stage, what you are going to do is, you need to group the like terms together. So the like terms here, we have 2y, then there is also plus 3y. These are the like terms because they are having the same what? Variable. The negative 6 minus 6, they are also like terms because these are just constant numbers without any variable. So when you are grouping the like terms, make sure that you get the term with its sign. So 3y, the sign is plus. So you get plus 3y. Then just pick this one, negative 6, again minus 6. Okay, so from here, 2y plus 3y, this will give us 5y. Then same signs, okay, you maintain the sign. 6 plus 6, it's a 12. So negative 6 minus 6, it will give us negative 12. So our answer was 5y minus 12. So we have answered our question 1. Let us now move on to our question 2. So here is our question 2. So our question 2 says evaluate. So in brackets we have the fourth root of 16 divided by 81, then raised to the power of 3. So we are going to write the question as usual. Okay, so the question is, we have 16 over 81, and this should be enclosed in brackets. Okay, so here you need to understand the meaning of fourth root. So this fourth root, it's affecting both 16 and 81. So I will do this. You write fourth root of 16. So the fourth root of 16, we are looking at a number, or we are looking at the factor of 16. When you multiply it by itself 4 times, you get 16. So that number is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 will give you 4. 4 times 2 will give you 8. 8 times 2 to give you 16. So the fourth root of 16 is a what? A 2. Okay. Then we come to the fourth root of 81. So the fourth root of 81, we are looking at the factor of 81. When you multiply it by itself 4 times, you get 81. That number is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So when you multiply the factor 3 by itself 4 times, you get 81. 3 times 3 will give you 9. 9 times 3 will give you 27. 27 times 3 will give you 81. So from here, you have seen that the fourth root of 16, it's a 2. The fourth root of 81, it's a 3. So these are values you are going to pick. So here we'll say fourth root of 16, it's a 2, and fourth root of 81, it's a what? A 3. Don't forget to enclose them in brackets because this was put in brackets. Raised to the power of what? A 3. Then from here, 2 over 3 in brackets, raised to the power of 3 means this same base has been multiplied by itself 3 times. So it just expands like this. 2 over 3, again times 2 over 3, again times 2 over 3. That's what it means. So from here, we are going to say 2 times 2, it's 4. 4 times 2, it's 8. Over 3 times 3, it's 9. 9 times 3, 27. So the answer here was 8 over 27. So we have answered our question 2. Let us now move on to our question 3. Alright, so this is our question 3. Factorize completely 2ab minus 3b plus 10a minus 15. So we want to factorize this expression. So you can first write the expression 2ab minus 3b plus 10a minus 15. Now, there are two ways that we can factorize this. First thing, you need to look at the terms that you have. Here you have 2ab minus 3b. So you can say that on the first term and the second term, the b and the ba is common. Then the third term, you have 10a, then you have 15. So if you group these together and you group these together, for this 10 and the 15, you can find the highest common factor. Again, here there is b and b, okay, which can allow you to be able to factorize. So let's do this. We can enclose them in brackets like this. So in the first brackets, what's common? Okay, it's letter b. So you factor out b. Then you say open bracket. So what you are remaining with, this b and this b will cancel because you are dividing. You remain with 2a. Minus, again this b and this b will cancel. You remain with what? A3. So we can cross. Then we write plus. So what we have here, even when we factorize this one, we should have the same things. If it's different, then you need to go back and check. So here, 10a minus 15. 10, 15, these are numbers. Find the highest common factor of 10 and 15, which is a what? A 5. So in terms of the letters, there is a here. Here there is no letter, so don't do that. So what you just do is open bracket. 5 into 10, it's a 2. And the a, which is this one. Positive times negative is this negative I've written here. 5 into 15, it's a 3. So you can see what is here and what is here, they are the same. So just pick the common one, just 2a minus 3, you cross. Again, you can pick this one, b plus 5. So you write b plus 5. So this was our answer. So here we just write, we have 2a minus 3. Again, we have b plus a 5. Okay, so you can answer it using this way. There is another way which you can use. Alright, so now for the second one, since the question that we have is 2ab minus 3b plus 10a minus 15. So since we have 2ab, here we have 2, variable a, variable b. So you can group it with this one, 10a, so that there is a, here there will be a. So you get 2ab. So this 10a, it's having a plus, so it will be plus 10a. Okay, then you write minus 3b, again minus this 15 right there. So what you can do now is this, we can group them like this. So here in the first bracket, what is common? We have 2 and a 10. The highest common factor of 2 and a 10, it's a 2 itself. In terms of the letters, there is a, even here there is a, so you can also factor out a. Open bracket, 2a and 2a, it's a 1, you remain with a b, like this. Plus, this a and this a, it's a 1, you are dividing. 2 into 10, it's a 5, you close. Minus, here you have 3b minus 15. So find the highest common factor of 3 and 15, which is a 3. In terms of the letters, you only have a b here. Here there is no letter. So what you do, just factor out a 3. Open bracket. So 3 into 3b, you remain with a b. Negative times negative, it's a positive. 3 into 15, it's a 5. So you can see that these that are in brackets, they are the same. So just pick one, b plus 5. You close. Again, 2a minus 3. 2a minus 3. This is our answer. So you can see that this answer and this one, they are the same. So whether you use this method or you use this method, you get the same answer. So let us now move on to our next question. Alright, so now we are come to question 4. So question 4 reads, solve the equation 1 over 2 x squared minus 8 is equal to 0. So we are solving the equation, meaning that we should find the value of x. So the value of x, we are going to have two possible values of x. Why? Because x is squared. Okay, this is a quadratic equation. So step 1, we are going to copy the question the way it is. 1 over 2 x squared minus 8 is equal to 0. So what do you do? Here, the coefficient of x squared is a fraction, which is 1 over 2. So you must first get rid of the fraction. Okay, get rid of the fraction. So how do you get rid of the fraction? You are going to multiply the entire equation with the common denominator, which is this same 2. So these 2 will multiply everything here. So this 2 and the 2 cancel. Once we multiply this one, 2 and the 2 cancel, we just remain with x squared. Okay, minus 2 times 8, this is a 16, equal to a 0. Okay, so from here what you can do, since you have seen this 16, okay, and 16 is a perfect square number, so you can write it in index form with a power of 2, because this x squared is squared, so 16 can be written as 4 power 2, which is 4 times 4 is the same as 16, then equal to 0. Then from here we can apply the difference of two squares, okay, of which we know that if you have a squared minus b squared, this is equal to a plus b, then a minus b. So what you have done here, we can apply it here, the difference of two squares. So x squared minus 4 squared, we can write it as x minus 4 in brackets, again x plus 4, then equal to 0. So the first one, x minus 4, we can equate it to 0, or we say x plus 4, we can equate it to 0. So here we can, so for x now, we say x is equal to 4, because this negative 4 will go to the right hand side, become 0 plus 4, which is a 4, or x is equal to negative 4, because this positive 4 will go to the right hand side, will become 0 minus 4, which will be a negative 4. So x is equal to 4, or x is equal to negative what? 4. So that is for the first method. So we can use another method to solve the same question. Alright, so for the second method, okay, so for method 2, since after you got rid of the fraction here on this stage, you came to x squared minus 16 equal to 0. So you pick it up from there, x squared minus 16 is equal to 0. So you can take this negative 16 to the right hand side. You're going to have x squared is equal to positive 16, because it will be 0 plus 16, which is a 16. Now I want to get rid of the square there on x. So we introduce the square root to both sides of the equation. So the moment we introduce a square root to the right hand side here, we are going to have plus or minus. So this 2 and the square will cancel. We have x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 16 is a 4. So this tells us that x is equal to positive 4, or x is equal to a negative 4. So you can either use this or this. So we have answered our question 4. Let us now move on to our question 5. Alright, so now we have come to question 5. I'm sure you have seen I'm taking time to explain, because I want you to get the concept. Okay, so question 5 reads, use set notation to describe the shaded region in the Venn diagram below. So this is the Venn diagram that we have. We have 3 sets, A, B, and C. So the shaded region here, it's C for set A only. Only the A here, this part. So what does this mean? This means that the elements that are in B and C, they are not included in the solution set of this set A only. So if they are not included, it means that we are talking about the complement of B union C. Okay, I hope you have gotten that idea. So B union C, once we combine the elements, then we say intersection A. We remove these elements for B union C. We only remain with this A alone. So in the set notation here, we are going to say this is A intersection, then we say B union C in brackets complement. That's why we are just remaining with this part for A only. That is the way we can answer it, as simple as that. So let us now look at question 6 right here. So question 6 reads, a company with 6,000 shares declared a dividend of 56,000 kwacha. What amount will Betty receive for her 36 shares? So this company has 6,000 shares and they declared a dividend of 56,000 kwacha. So what is the amount that this person Betty is going to receive if she's having 36 shares? So what you can do is you can find the cost per share. Okay, you can find the cost per share. And how do you find the cost per share? You can just get 56,000 kwacha, you divide by the total number of shares. Okay, then what you get, you multiply it with the number of shares for Betty. You can do it like that, or you can just say Betty will receive. You can answer it also in this way. Betty will receive. So what you are going to do is you get the dividend, which is 56,000. Then you multiply it with what? The number of shares for Betty. Betty had 36 shares. Then you divide by the total number of shares of this company, which was 6,000 shares. So what you are going to do is you can cancel these 3 zeros like this. So you are remaining with 56 times 36, then over a 6. So from here again, you can do this. You can say 6 here, it's a 1. 6 into 36, it's a 6. So we just have to multiply 56 times 6. So let's do the multiplication here. This is paper 1. So do not feel lazy to multiply. So 6 times 6 gives us 36. You write 6. We carry a 3. Then we have 6 times 5 gives us a 30. Plus this 3 gives us 33. So this tells us that Betty received 336 kwacha. We can even put these small zeros presenting smaller denomination of the money. So this was the amount that Betty received, 336 kwacha. So I hope it's clear here.